Welcome to Tech Notice. About a year ago I filmed this video. In that video we tested how does the Sony Np-fw50 battery compare to all the third-party batteries that you can find on Amazon. Now I bought all the batteries I could find from Amazon then. The biggest concern what people were commenting was that how do the third-party batteries compare to Sony after a year of usage? Do they still get that much of juice in them? And secondly, if you just leave them to stand on the shelf, how do these compare? So now this video is the updated version of all these third-party batteries. Are you using a Windows 10 operating system and haven't activated it yet? Then click on the link in the description and purchase a Windows 10 OEM license from yourcdkey.com and let's get that problem sorted. Once you've completed the purchase, the activation is easy. Hit the Windows key, type in activation and hit enter. Click on change product key, copy it from your purchase order, paste it in the product key box, click next, then activate, and you're all done. Use the code TN20 to get a 20% discount on your order. Find out more about yourcdkey.com, links and discount codes in the description. So what did I do? First of all, I tested all the batteries again. I tested how long do they record straight. 4K, 100 megabits per second. I've hacked my Sony camera so I can record straight. So literally press record and you could see how long they can record. Optical stabilization on, so I was using a lens that has OSS built in. Autofocus on, picture profile. So as much juice as I can kind of pull from the battery, the worst case scenario I could think of. And then secondly, what I tested was that I charge all the batteries full after a week, put them back in the camera and see what's the percentage. So charge them to 100% and after a week, how do they hold the charge? Enough of that. Let's get to some answers and some statistics and numbers. Now I've got a list over here, and just to keep up the tension in the air, I'm going to start from the bottom one and then work all the way up to the longest lasting battery. Okay. Also, if you want to get and pick up any of these batteries, the links are below. Feel free to do that. We have the BTBAI, which was the absolute worst battery. The BTBAI recorded for 4 minutes and 47 seconds in 4K. And after a week of standing on the shelf, the battery percentage was 93%. If you want to buy that battery, the battery is around £10.92 per battery. Now, if I can just give you some advice, please don't buy that battery. That's absolutely garbage. The next one is SANCC, which lasted for 39 minutes and 4 seconds, which is still not very good. The interesting thing is that when I left it on the shelf, after a week, it was still 100% showing on the camera. The thing about this is that I couldn't find it on sale on Amazon anymore, so maybe they've stopped selling them. Now, the third one from the bottom is Newmowa. And that is quite a good battery. Actually, from this point onwards, I would recommend any of the batteries. Any one of these you buy or what you can find a deal on is a very good battery. So Newmowa was 1 hour and 1 minute and 8 seconds. After a week, it was 95%. It costs about £10 per battery. Or dollars. If you're watching from the US, don't worry, there are links for you guys in the section below as well, so you can check them out. By the way, if you buy the Newmowa with the charger, there are some new chargers available that are USB-C charger that charge really fast, so that's a cool thing that you get a USB-C charger as well. So the next one is BPS, 1 hour, 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and after a week, it's 94%. Unfortunately, it's not on the sale anymore, so you can't buy it, or at least I couldn't find them on Amazon. DSTE is 1 hour, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. After a week, it's 95%. The battery costs around £7 per battery. Next one is Duracell. 1 hour, 5 minutes and 11 seconds. And after a week, it was 90%, which is actually 10% loss of the battery in a week, which is quite bad actually. And the battery cost £15 per battery, which is one of the highest in this test. Then the next one is our beloved Sony original battery, which was 1 hour, 5 minutes and 36 seconds. And after a week, believe it or not, it was 100%. And the Sony batteries I've used for quite a long time, so they've been used. So after a few years of usage, they still last their charge, which is very, very good. Now, going up is the X Pro black version of the battery. There was white and black versions on sale on Amazon. I tested them both. They both are very similar ones, although I'm getting very, very good minutes out of the white one. But the black one over here is 1 hour, 6 minutes and 23 seconds. And after a week, it's 95%. The battery costs £11 per battery. Another note that I've got to say about the X Pro black one is that one of those batteries actually dropped dead in the year of usage, which is one of the 2 companies that actually dropped dead in the year, so take this with a grain of salt as well. Next one up is the Powerextra with 1 hour, 6 minutes and 39 seconds. And actually, interestingly enough, after a week, it still was 100%. And this is the other battery that actually dropped dead in 2 weeks. I've got one over here. One of those dropped dead, like wouldn't even pick up or charge, like completely dead, you know, doesn't charge up, nothing. After about 2 weeks, it completely died. So, but interestingly enough, if you get a working one, after a week, it's still 100% and performs better than the Sony original one. Now, the next one up is the RAVPower. It is 1 hour, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. After a week, now this is very interesting, it was already on 85%. It dropped 15% in a week, which is the worst in this test I've tested. And the battery costs around £11 per battery. RAVPower is very popular in the third-party batteries, like one of the biggest companies that produces them. But it's very interesting to see that after a week, it's dropped 15% off the charge. So next one up is the Neewer RED. So there was the Neewer red ones and black ones. I've got a black one over here, but actually with some of the battery grips, you can get a red one. And actually they're both exactly the same. The color is just different because they're literally next to each other and only about 30 seconds apart. The Neewer red one was 1 hour, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And the Neewer black was 1 hour, 8 minutes and 56 seconds, literally next to each other. But the interesting thing is the Neewer red one held the charge for 100% after a week, but the Neewer black one was 94%. I think this is just like, you can get either this one or that one from the factory. They're exactly the same. So the interesting thing about the Neewer is that there is an updated version of the charger that you can buy from Amazon. So if you buy them, there's like a cool USB-C charger with like a LED as well, which charges faster. So if you want to check it out, the link is in the description below. So then the next one up was the Mondpalast, which is very interesting because over the year that I've been using these batteries, this is not one of those batteries that I would pick up first from the pile. This is what I would leave last. But after testing, interestingly enough, it was 1 hour, 11 minutes and 50 seconds, which is actually, if you look at it, over 6 minutes longer than the Sony original battery. And after a week, it had dropped 6% of charge. And the winner of this test is the X Pro white battery, this one over here. And after a week, it had dropped to 95%. The actual recording time is 1 hour, 12 minutes and 53 seconds, almost 13 minutes, 1 hour and 13 minutes, which is 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes longer than the Sony original battery. Okay guys, so this is the test after a year. What's the conclusion over here? If you do need something that is just absolutely reliable and maybe you buy it for your company and you're not really fussed about actually spending the cash, then buying these 50 or 60 quid worth of Sony batteries is fine. But if you're one of those guys who maybe does it more for you know, fun, you know, have to actually think about the price and the bang per buck, then absolutely go for these third-party batteries. Whichever one you find around there, you can see they're very similar, few minutes different, and just some of the ones that leave 100% charge or over 90%, I think just worth picking up. Now, the interesting things about the RAVPower, I'm maybe a little bit thinking twice about the RAVPower now, because 15% after a week is quite a lot of charge. Also, another thing that I'd like to end this video is that I thought that Sony's going to retire these batteries because we know that these batteries don't last very long. But interestingly enough, Sony a6400 was released a few months ago and it still uses the same batteries, and a lot of people still use the Sony a6500 and the Mark II series of the 7 series or the a6600 series cameras. So these batteries are still very, very, very... So I hope this test was helpful for you. If you want to pick any of these up, I'm going to leave links of all these batteries below. If you haven't seen the previous video, then check it out up there. Like this video if you found it helpful. Leave a comment below if you have any other comments. I will meet you in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already, because more content like this is coming out every single week. Now, I'd like to end this video by asking you, what type of content would you like to see? Comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys for watching. Adios.